Welcome back to another episode of Football Weekly. This is your host, John. The Champions League semifinals are here, so let's make some predictions. First off, I gotta say, I was not expecting some of these teams to have made it this far in the competition, perhaps with the exception of Barcelona. But at the same time, it is very refreshing to see new teams in the semifinals. For the last decade, we have only seen Europe's biggest clubs get this far in the competition. Year after year, the likes of Real, Barca, Bayern, Juve, and Atletico have managed to consistently make it into the top four of Europe's elite. And while we have had a couple of surprises, it is almost always the same teams who are the ones to make it the furthest. But this year, things are a little different. For the first time in over a decade, we have two English clubs in the semifinals. And perhaps the biggest surprise of the tournament, a Dutch team is once again in the semifinals after over 20 years. Many of the favorites at the beginning of the competition crashed out early, which perhaps could be an indication that their once very competitive squads are getting older and coming to an end. While the likes of Ajax, who are a very young and talented team, have proven that they can compete with any team, regardless of their hierarchy. Although, let's not forget that Ajax have 4 Champions League titles under their belt, and that they were once in Europe's elite. Same can be said for Liverpool, who have won it 5 times. Both of these teams have managed to rise from the ashes and once again reclaim their spot in the center of Europe's most prestigious competition. As for Tottenham, they are the newcomers, but look to leave their mark or perhaps make history. Lastly, Barcelona, who need no introduction. They have won the competition 5 times and have been one of the most consistent teams, if not the most consistent team, in the Champions League for the past 20 years. But all in all that aside, here are my predictions. Starting off, Tottenham versus Ajax. This is perhaps the closest tie between the two. Both are very capable teams and have nothing to lose. Although, after Ajax's impressive performances against the 2 European heavyweights, I put them as slight favorites to go through. Although Tottenham are not going to be easy to beat, it could affect them not having their main striker Harry Kane. Even though Son, who is currently on fire, has managed to carry his team by scoring crucial goals when his team needed him the most. They will look to him as their main man to score the goals for the team. As for Ajax, I expect them to play their game regardless how Tottenham lines up. Ajax have managed to bring back the Dutch style of football many of us grew up watching and enjoyed. This tie is going to be really interesting to watch, and I don't expect us to see a clear favorite after the first game. I think we'll probably be settled in the second leg, perhaps overtime or penalties. It's too close to call, but I would go with Ajax based on their recent performances. Now let's talk about Liverpool versus Barcelona. This one is a little bit more complicated. I think home advantage will play a big role. Both teams have been very strong this season at home. Both have lots of firepower, but with completely different playing styles, and perhaps it could play into Liverpool's advantage. Barca will look to impose and play their possessive game, while Liverpool will sit back and look for opportunities on the counterattack. On paper, Barcelona looks stacked, while Liverpool have a solid starting 11 but might be lacking on their bench. Overall, I think when you have a guy named Lionel Messi, who is very motivated to win, but is also considered one of the best, if not the best of all time, it's a big plus and could be the difference maker in this game. His ability to dribble the ball and score is outstanding, and at times almost impossible to stop him. Liverpool will have a big challenge against this Barcelona side. Same thing can be said for Barca. Liverpool are not an easy team to beat, and having a brilliant coach like Jurgen Klopp just makes things even more difficult. Nevertheless, I still think Barca might go through, not only because they have Messi, but their overall squad is full of very talented players who can definitely make a difference, especially in big games like this. But those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree or disagree with my predictions? Let me know down below in the comments. Once again, don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next episode.